Why don't you throw that in the dustbin?
What's the use of throwing the non-biodegradable waste in the dustbin?
Even if it's non-biodegradable, people segregate that afterwards. Millions of people work on the segregation process. Do you know about that?
No.
Come, let's find out.
Both of them reached the Housing Society, National Games Village, which initiated zero waste management. Waste. Waste can be defined as a collection of things that is unwanted. People generate waste on a daily basis, and if we take a survey of the amount generated by an individual over a period of 12 months, we would be shocked to accept that reality is not getting any better. And that's the reason we need start managing waste at its source, says Miss Meera Rajesh. She started zero waste management in her housing society. Let's delve into how it works. Before we find out how segregation works, Miss Meera tells us about her worst fears and how it shook her.
My friend's hostel, because I got a very panic call one evening saying that there is a burning, I think waste dumping and some burning happening just behind the hostel, and all the smoke. I don't know whether you want to record this, because
no, it's actually
all the smoke is coming to the hostel, and the ladies there, they were in fact bleeding through the nose, and this girl who is my friend, she was also bleeding through the nose, and then she was really panicking, and then I didn't know what was going on at that time. That was in year 2007, and I had not started my waste journey at that time, but then I used to do my composting in the house, and I went from here, I got her home to find out what is the medical thing required and all that stuff, and then she had already met a doctor. The doctor said it's because of the toxic smoke that she was inhaling for the past few days there, and I think every day the mafias used to just come dump there and then start burning the waste there, and all this plastic, everything toxic stuff, dioxins used to just come into the rooms among them. And that was a big shocker for me. Overnight, if somebody who is absolutely healthy can kind of get into this kind of mess, medical mess, then it is really scary. And what are we getting into? That was
मैनेजर का ड्यूटी कर रहा हूँ, और इसमें जीरो वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट का भी प्रोजेक्ट हमारे अंदर में आता है। तो इधर 220 फ्लैट है, हमने हर फ्लैट में एक ब्लू डस्टबिन और एक ग्रीन डस्टबिन दिया है। ब्लू यानी रेड, दोनों में कोई भी। उसमें हर फ्लैट वाला रेसिडेंट्स ने अपना सिग्रीगेट करके किचन वेस्ट अलग और ड्राई वेस्ट अलग दोनों डस्टबिन में डाल के घर के बाहर रखता है। तो हमारा हाउसकीपिंग लेडीज हर फ्लैट में जाके सेपरेट कलेक्ट करके बड़े वाला बिन्स में कलेक्ट करके वो ले जाके जीरो वेस्ट शेड में हैंडओवर करता है। उसके शेड में अलग 3 लेडीज एम्प्लॉय किया है। वो लोग उधर उसको ड्राई वेस्ट सेपरेट, वेट वेस्ट सेपरेट निकाल के फिर अलग से उसको सिग्रीगेट करता है। वेट वेस्ट कंप्लीट कंपोस्ट बेड में डालता है। उसमें ये मैन्योर, काऊ मैन्योर वाटर में मिक्स करके ये जितना भी फ्लैट से कलेक्ट होता है वो कंपोस्ट बेड में डालने से पहले वो काऊ मैन्योर का पानी में डुबा के फिर उसमें बेड कंपोस्ट में डाल देता है। वो स्मेल अवॉइड करता है, बैड स्मेल आना अवॉइड करता है। उसके बाद ये ड्राई वेस्ट जितना भी है उसमें मिल्क कवर है, कार्डबोर्ड है, एल्यूमिनियम फॉइल है, टिन है, एल्यूमिनियम ये बीयर बॉटल्स वगैरह आता है, ये सब अलग अलग सिग्रीगेट करता है। वो सेपरेट पैक करके हमें मंथली वंस या 2 months के बाद
This is a circular compost that is generated from wet waste from all the apartments. It is sold at ₹20 per kilogram. The electronic weighing machine furnished at the Office of Zero Waste Management in this society weighs the dried manure compost for the customers. The manager calculates accordingly and sells it based on the ₹20 chart. This is the entrance to the waste management shed. This is the place where segregation of waste takes place. A set of 2 workers working in shifts with the other workers segregate during the day. The waste is collected by the society helpers and given to these people before noon. They come together and separate out wet from dry waste, as you can see. The milk packets, plastic bottles and paper are all separated in different baskets, as you can see here. The plastic bottles are sold to the local rag pickers and the other non-biodegradable waste is sent to BBMP. The wet waste is collected and dumped into a large mixer which is at a high temperature. Once it is cooled, the catchment is opened and the product is taken to the office premise for selling.
वो पूरा एक ही आदमी ले लेगा, वो अमाउंट क्या है देकर वो लेगा। पूरा कंपोस्ट इसमें आएगा, इसमें से गोबर बनेगा, ये ऑलरेडी बना चुका है।
कंपोस्ट बनेगा उसको फिल्टर करता है, मतलब ये कैसे बड़ा बड़ा वेस्ट सेपरेट करके और वो पक्का मैन्योर बन जाता है। किचन वेस्ट जो किचन कंपोस्ट जो बोलता है उसको, वो हमने 20 रुपये पर केजी का रेट का अनुसार मैं लोग सेल करता है।
ఎంతసేపు పడుతుంది అంతా సెగ్రిగేట్ చేయడం సెపరేట్?
ఒక డబ్బాకు ఒక అవర్ అవుతుంది.
ఎన్ని డబ్బాలు?
అన్ని ఇంతకు ఒక 30 డబ్బాలు వస్తుంది, 30-40 డబ్బాలు వచ్చేస్తుంది. పొద్దుకు సరిపోతాయి ముగ్గురికి.
మధ్యాహ్నానికి ఈ పని అవుతాయి, మధ్యాహ్నం తర్వాత అదంతా సపరేట్
చేసేది. కడక ఒక దాంట్లో, ప్లాస్టిక్ ఒక దాంట్లో, పాల్ కవర్ ఒక దాంట్లో, బిలీ పేపర్ ఒక దాంట్లో క్లీన్ చేస్తాము. అదే సపరేట్ సపరేట్.
ఎక్కువ ప్లాస్టిక్ అవన్నీ వస్తుంటుందా?
అది అందులో
ప్లాస్టిక్ డబ్బాలు ఎక్కువ
ప్రివెంట్ చేయాలి.
ప్లాస్టిక్ మేడం ఇదంతా ప్లాస్టిక్ చేసినారు, మళ్ళీ సర్కిగేట్ చేయాలి, దీన్ని సపరేట్ చేయాలి.
కవర్స్ ఎక్కువ వచ్చాయి,
ఇతర ప్యాక్ చేయాలి. చూడండి బాటిల్, ఇదంతా బాటిల్స్ ప్లాస్టిక్
పెప్సీ బాటిల్.
How did it all start?
See, I will tell you, I'll guide you the correct person because I was a part of it, okay? Meera, myself, one lady by name Meera. She, myself, we both together, we got this done. And the Seattle government had sent some people to train these people. So people from Chennai had gone to, people from Seattle had come down to train these people from Chennai. They came down here to train our people here, few people here. Okay? And we gave them uniform, we gave them a cap, gloves and all that because they have to deal with all that thing. Shoes. Shoes also we gave them, and it was the initiative was actually taken by one resident past, one by name Mrs. Meera Rajesh. I only helped her out to get this place from KHB because the land belongs to KHB, no? So we housing society. So we got from there. We went there. Both of us went. We got the land allotted to us, and then we got the papers from the office, from the commissioner, and then we started it. We with people, and now it's going on very well.
Hostel because I got a very panic call one evening saying that there is a burning, I think waste dumping and some burning happening just behind the hostel, and all the smoke. I don't know whether you want to record this because all the smoke is coming to the hostel, and the ladies there, they were in fact bleeding through the nose. And this girl who is my friend, she was also bleeding through the nose, and then she was really panicking, and then I didn't know what was going on at that time. That was in year 2007, and and I had not started my waste journey at that time, but then I used to do my composting in the house, and I went from here, I got her home to find out what is the medical thing required and all that stuff, and then she had already met a doctor. The doctor said it's because of the toxic smoke that she was inhaling for the past few days there, and I think every day the mafias used to just come dump there and then start burning the waste there, and all this plastic, everything toxic stuff, dioxins used to just come into their rooms among them. And that was a big shocker for me. Overnight, if somebody who is absolutely healthy can kind of get into this kind of mess, medical mess, then it is really scary. And what are we getting into? See, as far as we are concerned, rather, I would say personal side from my journey is concerned, it's a chance meeting with Velu Srinivasan, who is a waste management consultant and who has done amazing work in Vellore and various other places. So we were trying to do a project in Bangalore where we could showcase a model which would be doing in terms of an urban context. So from an urban context, the whole challenge is that at those days, if I'm talking about 2010, roughly 6 years back, everybody had some notion about waste, but then waste was not a problem as such, because the court had not intervened and all this stuff, right? The problem was there. The problem with Mandur and Mavalipura existed even in those days. And even behind your university, there is a major problem of waste dumping, right? Yeah. So these issues have been there, but the thing is, there is no model that would kind of take off and say that okay, look, economically it is still viable, and it makes much more sense to make money from waste, or rather put the money back into the pool and there's a system, rather than spending loads and loads of money to just displacing it and dumping it into the landfills. Right? So from that perspective, I used to work for a software company, and then we always used to think, okay, money is the problem for dealing with this. But then realized that it was not so difficult to put a project proposal and get a funding for that. But then the whole challenge was in terms of land and land space. We were trying for a CSR initiative behind Whitefield in a village called Gunju, and we tried for over a year. We tried in getting a land approved there, and finally our pressure was also to prove that this project was going to be economically viable for the community, because there were a lot of resistance within the community that look, this is not what an association is supposed to do, right? And why would the association want to do something on waste management? This is not our responsibility. This is BBMP's responsibility. So it took a long time to kind of do that kind of an ice breaking, that look, it is also part of responsibility to manage the waste at source. Roughly, you just need about 2 people to handle the center. You don't need anything more than 2 people to handle the center for 220 apartments. So 220 apartments here, we generate roughly 4.5 tons of waste per month. Okay? Out of the 4.5 tons of waste, 2.5 tons of waste is wet waste. And roughly 2 tons, which is higher in volumes, is the dry waste. Okay? So the key is to be able to store the dry waste. Because dry waste, the more volumes you generate, the more weight you are able to accumulate, then you have the potential to sell that directly in a place like Nairobi or Jordan or to any design.
Okay. Manure में beans use करते हैं.
Last time it means beans over 60-65 kg వచ్చిందా.
Okay.
Beans, banana. అంతా సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కంపెనీస్ ఇక్కడ ఇళ్ళల్లో కూడా తీసుకుంటారు. మళ్ళా కొన్ని ఇళ్ళు రైతులు వస్తారు, వాళ్ళు తీసుకుపోతారు బ్యాగ్ ఎన్ని కేజీ కావాలో 100 kg అని బ్యాగ్ తీసుకుపోతారు.
Humans naturally know what to do with their waste, as evidenced by the instituted waste management systems in the pre-modern and modern forms. However, along with global industrialization and population explosion, waste production blew out of proportion, endangering the environment and threatening humans and other living things. With the environmental issues raised here and there seems to be a need to remind humans of the importance of waste management. Education and awareness campaigns play a great part here. Not all people, after all, are aware that the one piece of waste material they are sending to landfills or incinerators constitutes a greater threat to the environment. Presently, calls to recycle and waste reduction are widely active, and various projects and campaigns are launched every day, adding more noise to the earlier advocacies on proper waste management. When we talk about waste management and recycling of the industrial waste, the segregation is one of the most important steps. Any effective program for industrial waste always starts from segregating the waste streams by using the appropriate recycling containers. You can use recycling bins in blue, yellow, green, or red color to collect the different types of waste. The industrial waste can only be dumped in the special types of containers that can be selected according to the type of the waste. Some of the industrial waste can be dumped in the landfills, but not all the items can be dumped in a landfill. You need the professional people who can advise you what kind of container you require to use for dumping of the waste. These professional people help you in proper segregation, stored, collection, and recycling of the industrial waste.